another edition of PacWest Magazine. I'm Wayne Cueto. The PacWest is some of the best student athletes, coaches, and administrators in all of the NCAA. We recently had a chance to feature them right on our show, so let's take a look.
The PacWest men's basketball season started with the opening of a spectacular new arena in Phoenix, Arizona, as Grand Canyon University showed off its incredible 5,000-seat facility. It gave our great PacWest teams the opportunity to strut their stuff in one of the best facilities in NCAA Division II. Another great showcase was live conference television in Hawaii, as Hawaii Pacific and Hawaii Hilo played the first of two conference televised games in Honolulu. It could also be seen on the web all over the globe. It was a terrific way for our fans to see the great brand of basketball in the PacWest. This season also saw the addition of two new head coaches in the conference. Eric Bovaird took over the prestigious program at Chaminade, and he guided the Silver Swords to some impressive wins during the year. And a Dominican, Coach Booker Harris made an immediate impact in the conference as the Penguins shocked perennial contenders Grand Canyon and Dixie State in the opening week of the new year. Dominican was the most improved team in the league and soared all the way to a tie for fourth place in the final standings. Another riser in the standings was Notre Dame de Namur, who capped a great season with this thrilling last-second win over visiting HPU on a terrific effort by Tyler Fricke. California Baptist came into the league this year and wasted no time making a statement in the standings. With win after win, Lancers head coach Tim Collins celebrated his historic 600th coaching victory on CBU's trip to Hawaii.
Man, to get to 600, it means you stayed in it a long time, and I'm really thankful. I've had really good kids. We try to recruit the right guy that will listen, and when they listen, you can teach guys that listen. It's hard to teach somebody if they're just bullheaded. So we try to track the right guy that'll pay attention. And if that happens, like Bobby Knight used to say, if you can make them do what you want them to do, you're going to win more than you lose, and that's worked out for us.
CBU was one of four teams that were in contention for the title in the final weeks, as the standings constantly reflected a logjam at the top. Defending co-champion Dixie State and last year's national runner-up BYU Hawaii battled it out for supremacy in midseason in Laie. The Seasiders were led by last year's Elite Eight most outstanding player, Jet Chang. While the Red Storm had great team chemistry and were especially strong inside. In a game that would go down to the wire, Dixie State prevailed by a single point in a contest that would go a long way into determining the eventual champion.
Tonight was a team effort. We had some guys come off the bench that really helped us. Derek Owen didn't play very well, Landon Clegg didn't play very well, and guys stepped up and played when they needed to, so it was a big team win.
One of the most amazing runs during the PacWest season was turned in by Grand Canyon. The Antelopes won their final 9 games of the year and knocked off 2 ranked teams in the process, Dixie State and BYU Hawaii right here. The star down the stretch for Grand Canyon was junior center Braylon Pickrell, who dominated inside on both offense and defense. The Antelopes' fast finish allowed them to gain a spot in the NCAA regional tournament on the final weekend of the regular season.
Semifinals in 2001. They will host the Lopes of Grand Canyon, winners of 9 straight. They got a dramatic 3-pointer at the buzzer by Braylon Pickrell to beat PacWest champion Dixie State and really improve their tournament credentials and regional ranking. They're in the field.
The other NCAA tournament-bound team for the PacWest ended up being
an inside-out
Dixie
duel
State.
will get tested by Dixie State. The Red Storm is the automatic qualifier out of the Pacific West. They beat 2011 national runner-up BYU Hawaii in overtime on February 22nd to secure that outright title. They are 20-6.
The Red Storm won 13 straight conference games in January and February as they stormed all the way to the regionals. In a big game in late February in Riverside, California, Dixie State had to battle back against California Baptist, and the Lancers shot out to an 11-point lead in the first half and led by 5 at halftime. But the Red Storm had proven time and again that no deficit was too big for them as they continued to chip away at the lead with excellent efforts from guard McKay Massey and big Dalton Grosskreutz, who came off the bench to make a huge impact down low. But nobody played better on this night, and perhaps no player played better throughout the entire season than Dixie State's outstanding point guard, Maurice Cole. All Cole did in this game was hit an amazing 11 of 16 shots from the field, and he finished with a season-high 26 points as Dixie State came from behind to earn a hard-fought 3-point win on the road.
Well, I was just taking what the defense gave me. With the team that we have, it's hard for them to key in on me because we have great shooters like McKay and Clay, and we have great post players like Griffin Jones and Saul. So they spread the floor very well, so it gives me lanes to get to the basket.
It's just a fun team. I mean, last year's team a lot like it. I thought we would be close, but we lost 6 seniors, and to rebuild this team, they're buying into it, and they're working extremely hard, and that's why I think we're coming out on top.
A few nights later at home in St. George, Utah, the Red Storm clinched the PacWest title with a thrilling overtime win over BYU Hawaii. So here's how the final standings stacked up during the exciting 2011-12 men's basketball season, with Dixie State finishing 1 game ahead of BYU Hawaii, with Grand Canyon 3rd and Dominican and California Baptist tied for 4th. Chaminade led the second 5, followed closely by Notre Dame de Namur, then Hawaii Pacific, UH Hilo, and Academy of Art. The PacWest. From Hawaii and California to Utah and Arizona, it's the most beautiful destination conference in the entire NCAA. 10 outstanding schools: Academy of Art, BYU Hawaii, Cal Baptist, Chaminade, Dixie State, Dominican, Grand Canyon, Hawaii Pacific, Notre Dame de Namur, and the University of Hawaii at Hilo. The home of champions and outstanding student athletes, the PacWest.
I chose Division II because athletes graduate at a higher rate.
I can stay closer to home and be an important part of the community. I chose Division II because I can double major
And take part in campus activities.
I chose Division II because classrooms are smaller.
Students have more time with their instructors.
And I can compete for a national championship. I chose Division II for all these reasons and more.
I chose Division II.
We'll have more PacWest Magazine after this.
Imagine collaborating with a diverse group of people from different backgrounds who all share common values. A place where giving back to the community is not only encouraged, but expected. Where your professor is not just a teacher, but a mentor. Imagine a place where individual leadership is prized. Imagine Chaminade University.
It doesn't look like your average university, because it isn't. Just 12 miles from San Francisco is an urban oasis where students go beyond the classroom, helping businesses become sustainable, fighting breast cancer, athletes who excel and serve the community. And here, you don't just study history, you help make it.
As we wind from the fall season to the winter season, that of course means basketball. Come hit the boards now with PacWest Magazine. For years now, Grand Canyon University has dominated PacWest women's basketball at the championship level. The Antelopes had won all but one of the previous conference titles heading into this season. Hawaii Pacific had taken the championship 2 years ago. And Dixie State was also a perennial powerhouse as both teams earned their first trips to the NCAA tournament in 2010 and 2011. But the 2011-12 women's basketball season saw the emergence of an up-and-coming name in the conference title race this season. Academy of Art burst onto the scene behind new head coach Lene Larson. The Urban Knights went undefeated during a January trip to Hawaii and also beat Dixie State and Grand Canyon along the way as they were in the hunt for the conference crown until the last 2 weeks of the season and ended up finishing fourth. Two Hawaii teams also made big statements this season. Hawaii Hilo, led by 6'2" Hillary Hurley and 5'1" Kirsten Shimizu, had several big wins along the way. And Hawaii Pacific made a great run in the final half of the season as the Sea Warriors racked up 7 wins in a row to finish the year extremely well under first-year head coach Reed Takatsuka. The PacWest actually had a 4-way tie for first place in mid-February, setting up a huge contest in Riverside, California, between Dixie State and host California Baptist. The Red Storm jumped out to the early lead as they hope to avenge an earlier loss to CBU and make it all the way to the NCAA tournament for the second year in a row. But the Lancers fought back behind diminutive point guard Mariah Hicks as they scored back-to-back victories over Dixie State.
It was nuts, it's a big game for our school, big game, for our team and everything, and we pulled it out. It was a huge game. The crowd was crazy, our team was crazy, our bench was crazy, and all that energy really helped us pull it together at the end.
CBU's race to the top was stopped in the final week of the season with a close loss at Grand Canyon. And it was the nationally ranked Antelopes who finished strong in their drive for yet another PacWest title. The first of 5 straight wins for GCU to end the season was turned in against BYU Hawaii as the Antelopes jumped out to a 26-point lead by halftime. That lead held up as they cruised to a victory. The star of that night, and the star down the stretch for Grand Canyon, was their sharpshooter, Malin Smith. Smith hit 7 of 11 shots and 3 of 6 from three-point range on her way to leading all scorers in this game with 20 points. The effort by Smith and the rest of her teammates impressed their head coach Trent May as Grand Canyon secured a much-needed win in their important stretch run.
With that, we feel like sometimes we're playing with house money. Not having a true point guard has hurt us. Losing a JUCO All-American the second game of the season to ACL, that we weren't expecting those things. And so, for our team and itself and our program, it's been a really good year. We know we have a lot to still play for, a lot of great basketball to come, but we've definitely enjoyed what we've done. But again, we're not finished yet.
Later that season, Smith would record 8 three-pointers in one game as Grand Canyon put together wins over BYU Hawaii, Chaminade, Academy of Art, Cal Baptist, and Dixie State to finish the year as the PacWest champions and secure a spot in the NCAA Regionals.
Cal State LA. Bracket Grand Canyon takes on Cal Poly Panoma. Grand Canyon leads the nation in scoring defense, and they'll...
Here's the way the standings finished up, with Grand Canyon once again on top, followed by runner-up California Baptist and then Dixie State, and a 4th-place tie between Academy of Art and HPU. The second 5 was headed by Hawaii Hilo, followed by BYU Hawaii, Notre Dame de Namur, Dominican, and Chaminade. Welcome back to PacWest Magazine. I'm your Commissioner, Bob Hogue. We go to Phoenix, Arizona now, the home of PacWest member Grand Canyon University. Let's check out the Antelope.
Like all our schools in the PacWest, Grand Canyon University truly exemplifies the Division II spirit of community involvement, hosting several events on its scenic Arizona campus that welcome in local families and visitors from the surrounding Phoenix areas, as well as all students and faculty to cultivate Antelope pride. A new focal point of GCU's place in Central Arizona comes in the form of a recently erected, magnificent 135,000 square foot facility, which stands out as much for its symbol, the university's storied history, as it does for its exquisitely beautiful facade. The $40 million 5,000-seat arena, which took only 15 short months to build, is a new host for university and community events and national concerts, already hosting renowned bands Lady Antebellum and Switchfoot. But it gives the PacWest even more pride as the official home of Grand Canyon Antelope Athletics. GCU was already one of the more well-known schools in the state, but the new arena has given added exposure to a university that boasts enrollment of nearly 40,000 on-campus and online students from across the globe. Several unique features are sure to wow visitors to the facility. The architects carefully integrate the use of natural daylight, where the use of glass in the exterior provides a window to the rest of the campus and the community of what is happening inside. The sightlines are excellent, not a bad seat in the house, and movable acoustics will adapt accordingly to the type of event. The arena's seating capacity can also be reduced for a more intimate feel. 75 miles of electric wiring were employed to power, among others, 5 video boards, 4 that are high definition, and 1 a high-resolution digital ribbon running along the sides, giving it a feel of a professional-style NBA arena. And if you're hungry, there are 5 large concession stands serving up anything from pizza, fried chicken, and hamburgers to hot dogs, fries, and popcorn. On November 5th, 2011, the GCU community got a taste of these delectable treats as the Grand Canyon men's basketball team staged its first home contest in an exhibition against Division I rival Arizona State. With 5,000 purple-clad Lope fans raising their voices together for the home team, the excitement in the gym is exactly what Brian Mueller had envisioned when he took the reins of the school just a few years ago. Grand Canyon University is truly one of the gems of not only the PacWest Conference, but all of Division II. The new Grand Canyon University Arena is just another reason we're proud to call ourselves the PacWest.
We'll be back with more PacWest Magazine, exciting highlights and features after these words on OC16.
Now, that tells us what this school is being built for which it's being built. And from this school, I'll tell you,
from this school
will go men and women.
Will go men and women.
Whose influence will be felt.
Whose influence will be felt.
For good.
For good towards the establishment.
Towards the establishment.
Of Peace International.
Of peace.
Of peace. Of pace.
Of Peace International.
When you look at your future, what do you see? Accomplishment? Skills put to good use? Opportunities? Be your own success story with a graduate degree from Hawaii Pacific University. Hawaii Pacific University. Get where you want to go.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching PacWest Magazine.
I'm Jane Texera, Assistant Commissioner for the PacWest Conference.
Last season on PacWest Magazine, we introduced you to Jane Texera, the newest addition to the PacWest staff. Well, we're featuring Jane again this season as she answers your questions about all things NCAA. straight from the conference office in Newport Beach, California, in a new segment we like to call Hey Jane.
Hey Jane, as March approaches comes my favorite time of year, March Madness. I know my friends like to play in fantasy leagues throughout the year, and I think this year can correctly guess the final 4 teams in men's basketball. A few years ago, I heard about a college coach getting into trouble for being a part of an office basketball pool for the NCAA tournament. I don't believe he wagered on his own team, but I think it cost him his job. So my question to you is, hey Jane, gambling on college sports? What's the big deal? Just curious, Jay Menzel, San Diego, California. Jay, gambling is considered a very big deal in the eyes of the NCAA with regards to its student athletes, coaches, and administrators, and quite possibly your state government. The FBI estimates more than $2.5 million is wagered illegally on March Madness. The little small dollar office pool that is meant for fun and bragging rights could be considered illegal in your state. The NCAA defines sports wagering as putting something at risk, such as an entry fee or wager, in return for the opportunity to win something of value. The NCAA opposes all forms of legal and illegal sports wagering on college sports. NCAA rules prohibit student athletes, athletic department staff, conference office, and national office employees from wagering on intercollegiate, amateur, and professional sports, in which the association conducts championships. The NCAA also conducts background checks on officials for the basketball championships. The NCAA believes sports should be appreciated for the benefits of participating or watching, not for the amount of money that can be won or lost depending on the outcome of the games. Fans should enjoy filling out a bracket just for the fun of it. The NCAA has a website that is used to educate student athletes, coaches, athletic administrators, and the general public about NCAA rules on sports wagering. You can view it at www.don'tbetonit.org. Thanks for the question, and see you next time on Hey Jane.
If you would like Jane to answer your question, send her an email at janetexera@thepacwest.com. Stick around for more PacWest Magazine.
Over the years, we've had a lot of great features on the PacWest Magazine. Let's go inside the PacWest Magazine vault.
Each year, the PacWest has incredible athletic competition. This year, we're up to 10 schools playing 11 official sports from Hawaii and California to Arizona and Utah. We're proud to say that we're the most beautiful destination conference in the entire NCAA, but we're also one of the most competitive.
At the buzzer. Does it count?
Each year we celebrate that outstanding competition by awarding the PacWest Commissioner's Cup Trophy to the school that has the best overall average finish in our 11 official conference sports. For the past 2 years, the Commissioner's Cup has gone to Hawaii Pacific University.
For the second year in a row, received the highest finish of all the athletic teams in the PacWest. The last 2 years, 9 schools have competed for the best overall athletic finish, from Hawaii to Northern California to Utah and Arizona. And for the second year in a row, we are pleased to present the athletic director of Hawaii Pacific University with the Commissioner's Cup for the best athletic achievement. Congratulations for winning the Commissioner's Cup for the second year in a row.
Thank you, Bob. This is a great award because athletics is all about team, and this is a collective team award. And involves all 12 of our sports teams: cross-country, soccer, volleyball, baseball, softball, basketball, tennis, golf. And beyond that, it includes the whole HPU family. I want to thank our cheers team, our dance team, our spirit club.
HPU won the Commissioner's Cup 2 years ago by dominating in several sports, including winning a national championship in softball. Ultimately, it came down to the spring, and it was HPU's co-championship in softball and runner-up finishes in baseball and women's tennis that pushed the Sea Warriors to the top spot in the PacWest once again.
I don't think there is any secret. The races have all been extremely close, so if there's any secret, I think we've been a little lucky at a few things. We've got outstanding coaches. We haven't had a lot of coaching turnover. I think we're just fortunate there. And, you know, players make plays and players win games. So our student athletes deserve that credit. We've been on a run of talent, but it's a great league, and it could have easily a field goal here or a cross-country passing somebody here or there is the difference. I think that's a real tribute to our conference, how tight the Commissioner's Cup races are.
So congratulations to the HPU Sea Warriors for winning the Commissioner's Cup 2 years in a row. Their name is at the top of the list of past Commissioner's Cup winners, all of which have come from the islands. HPU the last 2 years, BYU Hawaii the year before that, and Hawaii Hilo, the first Commissioner's Cup winner back in 2007-08.
Thanks for joining us on PacWest Magazine, a closer look at the people and places of the Pacific West Conference. For the latest PacWest news, join us on the web at thepacwest.com. There you can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and watch even more PacWest Magazine on our YouTube channel. For Bob Hogue and Malia Smith, I'm Wayne Cueto. See you next time on PacWest Magazine.